Today we will discuss about the sacrum. In objectives, we will cover parts and surfaces of sacrum, how to hold the sacrum in anatomical position, structures related and muscle attachment to the sacrum, joints formed by the sacrum and their type, differences in male and female sacrum including the sacral index, ossification and applied aspect. Sacrum is large triangular bone formed by the fusion of 5 sacral vertebrae. It forms the posterior superior part of the bony pelvis. So this whole is the bony pelvis and posterior superior part is formed by the sacrum. Sacrum articulates with the ilium on the either side and forms the sacroiliac joint. Here you can see this is the sacroiliac joint. Upper part of the sacrum is massive and supports the body weight and transmits this weight from vertebrae to the hip bone. The lower part of the pelvis, lower part of the sacrum is taper and doesn't have any role in weight transmission. Being a triangular bone, sacrum has base or upper surface and apex or lower end. 4 surfaces: pelvic, dorsal and 2 lateral surfaces. Sacrum is divided into middle portion and lateral mass by the rows of foramina. So here you can see the pelvic foramina and here the dorsal foramina. So this middle portion, which is transverse by the sacral canal, is the middle portion, and this lateral portion is lateral mass of the sacrum. So starting with the base of the sacrum, the base of sacrum is directed upward and forward, and it is formed by the upper surface of the first sacral vertebra, and it has the features of a typical vertebra in a modified form. So it has a body which is lumbar in type and articulates with the lumbar fifth vertebra and forms the lumbosacral joint. So projecting anterior margin of the body is called as a sacral promontory, which projects forward at an angle of 30 degree. So this part is the sacral promontory. Vertebral foramina lies behind the body and continue as sacral canal. It is triangular in shape. The pedicels are directed backward and laterally, and they are short. Lamina are oblique and directed backward and medially. 2 laminae unite form the spinous process or spine. Here it's called as a first spinous tubercle. Superior articular facets are directed upward and facets are directed backward and medially. Here you can see the facets are directed backward and medially. Transverse processes of the sacrum are highly modified, and each process is massive and formed by the union of costal element and transverse process. So this part is the anterior part is the costal element and posterior part is the transverse process. The base of lateral mass, this is the base of lateral mass, is spreading like a fan wise. Here you can see spreading like a fan from the side of the body, and this fan shaped structure is the ala of the sacrum. Apex of the sacrum is formed by the lower surface of the fifth sacral vertebrae. It has a oval facet which articulate with the coccyx and form the sacrococcygeal joint. The pelvic surface is smooth and concave. Here you can see the concave pelvic surface which is directed downward and forward. There are 4 transverse ridges in the middle portion which represent the line of fusion of 5 sacral bodies. So here you can see the sacral transverse ridges. Lateral to this there are pelvic sacral foramina. So here are the 4 pelvic sacral foramina on the either side. These sacral foramina communicate with the sacral canal by the intervertebral foramina. The bony bars between the pelvic foramina is called as a costal element. So these bony bars are the costal elements. These costal elements unite with each other and with the transverse process to form the lateral mass of the sacrum. So this part is the lateral mass of the sacrum. So again, pelvic surface, in the middle portion you will see the 4 transverse ridges, then pelvic sacral foramina, and this part is the lateral mass of the sacrum. So dorsal surface of the sacrum is convex. Here you can see the convex dorsal surface which is directed backward and upward. In the middle, dorsal surface bears a raised, interrupted median sacral crest with 3 or 4 spinous tubercle. This median sacral crest represents the fused sacral spines. Below the 4th tubercle, there is a arched sacral hiatus in the posterior wall of the sacral canal. So this part is the sacral hiatus. Hiatus is produced when these lamina of the 5th sacral vertebra fail to unite in the midline, and there is a gap remained as a sacral hiatus. Lateral to the median crest, this part is formed by the lamina of the sacrum, where lamina fused over here. So this part is the represents the lamina of the vertebrae. Lateral to lamina in the line of the superior articular process. This is the superior articular process of the 1st sacral vertebra. In the row of this articular process, there are row of articular tubercle. Here you can see the projected part. These are the articular tubercles. These articular tubercle represents the articular processes of the vertebra. So here the articular processes fused and form the another crest over here is a intermediate sacral crest. The inferior articular processes of the fifth sacral vertebrae are free and projects downward at the side of the sacral hiatus and known as the sacral cornua, which is connected to the coccygeal cornua by a intercornual ligament. Lateral to this intermediate sacral crest, there are 4 dorsal sacral foramina. Like the pelvic sacral foramina, they communicate with sacral canal by the intervertebral foramina and transmits the dorsal ramus of the sacral spinal nerves. Lateral to the dorsal sacral foramina, there is another crest. Here you can see is another crest is called as a lateral sacral crest. This lateral sacral crest represents the fused transfer processes of the vertebrae. So here the transfer processes are fused and form the lateral sacral crest. The apex of the transfer processes represented as a transverse tubercle. So here you can see on the lateral sacral crest, this projected part is the transverse tubercle. So again I am repeating the features on the dorsal surface: median sacral crest, then laminae, intermediate sacral crest in the line of the superior articular facet of the first sacral vertebrae, and the articular tubercle, dorsal sacral foramina, and lateral sacral crest, which represents the fused transfer processes of the vertebrae, and projected transverse tubercle on the lateral sacral crest. So this is all about the dorsal surface of the sacrum. Now the lateral surface. Lateral surface of sacrum is formed by the fusion of transverse process and costal element. It is wider above and narrow below. The broad upper part bears an auricular surface. Here you can see the auricular surface, which articulates with the auricular surface of the ilium and forms the sacroiliac joint. The area posterior to this auricular surface is deeply pitted by the attachment of interosseous sacroiliac ligament. So here in auriculars, on the auricular surface, sacroiliac joint, and this rough area posteriorly gives attachment to interosseous sacroiliac ligament. This narrow lower part gives attachment to sacrospinous and sacrotuberous ligament anterior to posteriorly. Now the sacral canal. Sacral canal is formed by the sacral vertebral foramina, and it is triangular in cross section. The upper end of the canal appears oblique, but actually it is directed upward in a standing position or in anatomical position. Inferiorly, the canal opens at a sacral hiatus. Here you can see the sacral hiatus. And the lateral wall of the sacral canal presents intervertebral foramina through which the sacral canal communicates with dorsal and pelvic sacral foramina. The contents of sacral canal are coda equina, spinal meninges, subarachnoid and subdura mater, and spaces up to the second sacral vertebrae. Phylum terminale as the continuation of the pia mater. So here you can see the spinal nerves over here, and this dilatation is the dorsal root ganglion. These sacrospinal nerves comes out via the intervertebral foramina. So here will be the location of intervertebral foramina, which has been cut over here. After that, the spinal sacral nerve divides into dorsal ramus and the ventral ramus. The dorsal ramus comes out by the dorsal sacral foramina, and ventral ramus comes out by the pelvic sacral foramina. The contents of sacral hiatus will be phylum terminale, which extends up to the coccygeal first vertebrae, a pair of fifth sacral and coccygeal nerves. These are the contents of sacral canal.
Thanks for watching. How was the video? Do let me know in comment section. Please do like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to press the bell icon for more updates. Have a great day.